friends, it's Layle with Layle by Mail. In this video, I'm going to do a flip through of my listing traveler's notebook. This one is January 2021 through about mid-March. So this one I had recovered the insert because, and I actually do that with quite a few of my inserts when I'm done with them, just because they kind of have a little bit of a wear and tear as I work with them, and I like to replace the covers. So that is what I did. All right, so this started kicking off January. And in my first list, I not resolutions, but things that I wanted to focus on for the year. So a little bit of stamping and some number stickers. And then just used my ruler to make some columns and added the different things I wanted to focus on. Still need to do something here. And in this one, this particular insert, there are going to be a number of pages that I still need to do something to. So we'll see that. This guy, I trimmed the page a little bit and had this card hang off the side, which is kind of a fun little effect. That list was things I'm looking forward to in 2021 over here. You'll see again that I used quite a few of the clipboard stamps. So I have linked to those in the description of the video down below. Here I have used a library pocket. I love using those as well. I'll link to those in the description as well. So I'm pulling out the little card here. And this one is a list of things I have a ridiculous amount of. This was a fun one that we did. So washi tape, shoes, perfume, purses, traveler's notebooks, and the list goes on and on. Even a few around to the back side. So I love using the library cards and the pockets for things like that because I think it's just kind of a fun little bit of a unique way to do a list. This one, more and less. Things I want to do more of, things I want to do less of. One of my favorite things to do when I have a two-page spread like this is to take either the die cuts or the stickers, and in this case they were die cuts, and have part of the die cut be on one page and part on the other page. So it kind of lends a little bit of continuity to the list itself. So the less, always it seems like I can come up with way more things on the less list, things I want to do less of. I usually do this for every season. Some of my favorite, drop in the name of the season, memories. So this is some of my favorite winter memories. And I've just used a colored pencil here to highlight some of those, and then just a little bit of journaling. We move into never have I ever, but I have. So this was actually two separate lists that we did. Never have I ever. So things like gone skydiving, ridden a motorcycle, gone skinny dipping, broken a bone, thrown a drink at someone. But I have been to Graceland, been on TV, lived in a foreign country, failed a test, my driving test when I first took it, met Michelle Obama, had pink hair, and a few others. So that was a fun never have I ever, but I have. I always like to say that all of these lists that we do in our Saturday sessions, I think are really fun conversations to have, or conversation starters with family and friends. So it kind of be fun to do and never have I ever, but I have, especially if it's with a group of people maybe you don't know so well. I think you end up finding a lot about people when you have a conversation like that. Next one, winter faves. So some of my winter favorites. This was a paper from Simple Stories, and they often do this in their collections, in their 6x8 pad. So whether it's winter faves or summer faves or fall faves, and I just love it. It's just kind of a fun little cute graphic to include with your list. And here I used just a shipping tag and wrote my list of things that are my favorite things about winter. Love, hate. So as you can see, there's kind of a theme going here with these more or less, never have I ever, but I have, love, hate. I think these types of lists are really fun to do because they do a lot of comparing and contrasting. So things I love and things I hate. Cilantro, which is funny because for some people, cilantro falls on the hate list. I think it's a taste bud thing. To some people, it tastes like soap. I love it. Doesn't taste like soap to me. Crunchy things, my Dyson cordless vacuum, the sunroof, things I hate, peas, the dentist. Oh gosh, don't get me started on the dentist. Mean people, meat on the bone. So all different kinds of things here. This is another one I think that's a lot of fun to do maybe every couple of years because your love and hate things on your list may change over time. Okay, been there, done that. Concerts I've been to. This one really, I had to rack my brain. And I actually went back to Google and found past like concert lists from years and years and years for a particular concert venue. So that kind of helped me to kind of fill in some of the blanks about some of the concerts I had been to. Sting with the Utah Symphony. That was, gosh, I think right before the pandemic. I don't even remember anymore, right? But that one was amazing. It was an outdoor concert with the Utah Symphony and Sting, and it was so wonderful. So many different concerts, though. Shows we binge watched in 2020, right? 2020 seemed to be the year of binge watching all the things with the pandemic. So Cheer, The Tiger King, The Americans, Dead to Me, Lost, Ozark, Schitt's Creek, Handmaid's Tale, Outer Banks, Queen's Gambit, Man in the High Castle, and then lots and lots and lots of Hallmark Christmas movies. About last month. So about last month, this is something that I do every month. The start of a new month, I do a list about things that happened the prior month. So this would have been the beginning of February, and I did about last month for January. And I always do it exactly the same way. I always have the title up here, or the month. I do a run-on list of just a whole bunch of different things that happened. Then I use some alphabet stickers to pull out a couple of key words just to kind of help break up that journaling. Then over here on this side, I always do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 photos and a little bit of decorating. What I love about documenting kind of life for me this way is that I'm capturing things that happened that I never would capture otherwise, whether I was working in a scrapbook or whether I was working in a mini book or something like that. So that's kind of my favorite way to document those little everyday details. Ways to stay connected with friends. The good old-fashioned way, the telephone, right? We don't do that so often. FaceTime, texting, snail mail, Zoom cocktail hour, or a Zoom crafting session, right? That was big in 2020 for the pandemic. And then even sharing funny memes. This is probably, this list, I hate it. I hated the way it looked, but you know what? That's okay. It just was not my style at all. But, you know, sometimes it's just fun to get things down. This was Super Bowl snacks. And a lot of red and black, which not necessarily my thing. You rarely see a football in one of my lists, but just documented there some of my favorite Super Bowl snacks. This one was fun. So this list over here started out with things I love about Nick. Nick is my husband. And when we were doing our Saturday session on my YouTube channel, and I was, you know, we were talking about different lists, and this was one of the lists. And I worked through this one. A couple of ladies said, hey, you know what? It'd be really fun if you had Nick also do a list, but things he loves about you. So that was kind of fun. And he willingly played along, even in his own handwriting. So this was a really fun. This would be a great list, again, I think, whether it's a spouse or a partner or a child-parent relationship or a friend relationship. A lot of times we don't tell the people in our life what we love about them. So this was kind of fun. I loved this, and that a couple of ladies suggested to have him do that. That was a lot of fun. Favorite candy. And this was right before Halloween. Oh, you know what? I need to finish that one. That's supposed to say Lick-a-Maid. Actually, while I'm here, I might as well do that because I think it's Lick-aid. I don't know. It was like lemonade, Lick-a-Maid. I don't know. Basically a stick, and you're eating a bunch of sugar, dipping the little candy stick in the sugar. So favorite candy, and I had a lot. I used some little puffy stickers here from a Simple Stories Valentine's collection, just to kind of like little bullets for all those. Another blank page. I need to go back and add a list to that one. The best things about yesterday. This idea came along. We used to, when our kids were little, and if you have kids or grandkids or, you know, kids in your life, if you sit down with them after school at the end of the day, maybe you're having dinner and you ask them what happened at school today, you get blank stares and nothing, and it was fine. And so we used to ask our kids, what was the best thing that happened today? And it didn't matter what it was, if it was school or something at home or something they saw on TV or a game they played, whatever. But that was a really fun exercise to get our kids talking around around the dinner table. So this one, best things about yesterday. Sometimes it's just helpful to sit down, and if you're having a really hard day, what were some of the positive things that happened in the day? So there we go. Let's see. Oh, why I list. Why I love to make lists. And I've been a list maker forever and a day, since I was a little kid. Keeps me organized so I can cross things off, the creative process to get things out of my head so I can remember to stay motivated. It gives me a feeling of accomplishment. So that's the reasons I like to list and do what I do. My morning routine. This was another one suggested by someone, which I thought was a really fun idea for a list. So what are the things that are part of your morning routine every day? This is another one of those lists that changes, over the course of your life. So it could be kind of fun to do this one maybe every couple of years to see how things change. This was my Trader Joe's list. I love Trader Joe's. These are some of the things that I love to get at Trader Joe's. This would be a fun list, whether it's Costco or your local grocery store or Whole Foods or, wherever you shop frequently and some of your favorites. So you kind of have that documented. Pet peeves. This was a really fun one. I made this little pocket here and then this little card. List of some of my pet peeves, I should say, right? Slow drivers in the fast lane, people that don't hold the door open, toilet paper upside down on the roll, not from underneath, should come from the top, at least for me. Loud gum chewing, incorrect grammar usage, people that like to one-up you, and so forth. So lots of little pet peeves there, and that one just tucks right in the little pocket. Words that describe me. So I actually did kind of a compare-contrast list, and I had probably point out this is me sarcastic never, because there are some, well, I guess it kind of is what it is. On the left-hand side, things that are a little bit more positive. I'm loyal, hardworking, driven, funny, creative, an enabler, assertive, kind, and focused. On the not so positive side, ditzy, impatient, type A, stubborn, loud, short-tempered, selfish, and scattered. So again, another type of list that would definitely change over the years. So that might be a fun one to do every couple of years. Things I love to do as a child. Play night games, talk on the phone, right? Because that's the only way that we used to be able to communicate. There were no texts, there was no social media, no computers even when I was a little kid. So we just talk on the phone. Watch Saturday morning cartoons, play with Barbies, play board games, read, all the things. I love to read. Another list that I need to fill out. One thing I'll mention is, as you see a couple of blank pages throughout, as I was listing, anytime there was a blank page, it would have meant that I was getting ready to work on a double page spread and I needed two, pages side by side, and I just never went back to add something there. So here's about last month for February. Again, just a run-on of all of the things, a bunch of different things that happened that month, and then some photos. My most used phone apps. So our phones, right? Our phones, at least for me, an integral part of my life as well as my business. So over here I listed some of my most used phone apps. And here I just did a screenshot of the home screen on my phone. Turned that photo to black and white and then printed that out. So there we go. We see some of those apps. Things I do really well. So focusing on some of the things that you do well. Right? Try to be positive. Songs that make me smile. Oh my gosh, I love music. So there's so many songs on here that make me smile. Celebration by Kool and the Gang, Sunday Morning by Maroon 5, Take a Chance on Me, ABBA, Saturday in the Park, Chicago, Push It, Salt and Pepper. It just so many. Somewhere Over the Rainbow by Israel, and I can't even pronounce his last name, but Kamakayoel. I know I totally just butchered that, but if you don't know that song, it is beautiful. And go to YouTube, type in Somewhere Over the Rainbow and type in Israel or Is, and you will love it as much as I do. And then let's see, gosh, another blank. I don't know why I had that blank spread there. Then the last one that we have in this particular insert is favorite animals. So I've listed some of my favorite animals and then photos over here. So this is just one single 4x6 photo. I printed that on my Epson PictureMate PM400, which is hands down, I think, one of the best printers out there, especially for the money. So I've linked that in the description of the video as well. All throughout my Traveler's Notebook here, anytime that you see me use photos, not so many in this one, but I've printed them out on the Epson PictureMate PM400. And then the way that I do this to get all of those photos up on one single print is they have a free app. It is called the Epson Creative Print, and it makes it super easy to get a print like that by just pulling different photos. Now, these are not photos that I've taken. Oh, although with the exception for two, I took that one and that one, both in when I was in South Africa teaching. Otherwise, the rest of the photos, I went to Google and Googled hummingbird and found a photo of a hummingbird I liked, saved that to my phone, and then included it on my little printout here. So this is the third flip through that I have done of my listing travelers notebooks. I have included links to the playlist down below in the description of the video where I have the other two listed if you'd like to take a look at those. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.